No, I don't really worry about that. I train for a 25-minute hard fight, so I'll be ready to go the distance. But that's never the game plan, to go the distance. It's always to go out there and dominate and get them out of there as soon as possible.
If you had to pick an area that you're concerned about with him, what would it be?
I'm not concerned. I know what he brings to the table. I'm not worried at all. He brings some really good stuff to the table. Obviously, he's a UFC world champion, but I have faith in myself. I have faith in my abilities, and I'm excited for Saturday.
What would it mean to you to get that belt?
Obviously, it's huge. It's part of the journey. It's part of what I want to do as a mixed martial artist. I've been dreaming about this moment for a long time, been training for this moment a long time, been around a lot of champions, and I feel like it's my time, so it'll be huge for me.
Different in training this time than last time?
I don't think I necessarily did anything different. I think I grew. I think my technique's better, so obviously I was working on certain things that and I'm just growing as a fighter, so obviously the techniques was a little different. We just amped it up a little bit more, and we just, ever since that fight, every fight I've been getting better. Every fight I've been adding more, training harder, because I'm in better shape, so I can push myself a little further. I can add techniques, and that's what it is. It's all about growing as an MMA fighter, and I'm excited.
How tough was it to watch the fight or rewatch the fight?
It was a little tough. I watched it the week after, and it was a little tough because I was in there. I didn't really, but my coaches wanted me to see it, so I watched it. But really now it's in the past. I feel like I'm a better fighter because of that fight, so I don't look at it with any regrets. I feel like I did my best that night, and I've been getting better ever since.
You watched it once, you haven't watched it since?
No, I watched it that time, and then I watched it another time. I've watched it about 3 times, but my coaches break it down more than I do, and put me in those situations every day. It doesn't really matter how many times you watch the fight. You can watch it a million times. It comes down to, do I beat him up Saturday? If I beat him up Saturday, if I didn't watch the fight at all, people will be like, oh, he didn't watch the fight. So it comes down to beating him up on Saturday. That's all that matters.
How much have you thought about just how close you were?
I don't really think about how close I was. I just think about how I can get better every day. You can't control how close you are, really. You can control how I can improve, how I can make it different the next time.
He's talked a lot about being hurt in the first fight. Has that bothered you at all, or have you thought about what he's been saying?
I mean, obviously, it annoys me a little bit, but that's just who he is. I don't really concentrate too much on him. I worry about what I can control, which is, once again, getting better every day and just training.
Has it played into your preparation at all, thinking, okay, maybe he was hurt, maybe that's why he wasn't going for takedowns or that kind of thing? Or?
No, it doesn't. I planned for him to try to take me down in the last fight and this fight, so I trained for that. I trained for working a whole bunch of techniques that may never come to fruition. It's just working on all things so that you're ready at all times.
How do you feel you've gotten better since the last fight?
Where do I start? I mean, obviously my cardio is better, my strength's better. I fought that fight. Every fight I've had in the UFC, I've cleaned up my diet, tweaked a little bit. How did I feel in this fight? Okay, I felt all right, but maybe I need to add this in, and then I add that in, and I feel good. Maybe it's just a lot of just figuring it out. And obviously my technique's better. I'm just doing a lot more things. I don't really want to elaborate on the things I've gotten better at, but it's a lot of little things. Like, I'm not going to change that much as a fighter, but it's going to be a lot of little things that make a huge difference.